Hi, welcome to this episode of Love Rocks, where we explore the love of people, places, and things. Today, we have a fun-filled episode for you as usual, and I am your host, Roxie Johnson. I am here today with the lovely Shaquayah McKenzie, who I consider to be a good friend of mine, a beautiful, beautiful spirit, and listen, she is setting the example of love like we like to see. So, Shaquayah McKenzie, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Just to tell you a little bit about Shaquayah, she is what you call a social entrepreneur, right? Meaning, like when I think about entrepreneurs, I think about them building money and currency and businesses. And so a social entrepreneur, I would say you are building up our world to be rich. So is that how you explain it?
Absolutely. I'm not concerned with profit as much as a standard entrepreneur. I'm more concerned equally with impact and with a positive mission. So it's rewarding work. It's definitely worried about the profits, but equally with purpose.
Yes, but then you also can say that profit can be defined in any way, because love is always profitable. And when people are happy, that's a profit as well. So joy and happiness and all those intangibles sometimes, are more than even like the capitalistic driven money paper that we all seem to chase. So we are lucky to have people like you around. I know specifically I am, as it relates to Love Rocks. Shaquayah you were the first person to consult with me on Love Rocks and trying to get it out there. So I really appreciate that. I always want to say thank you if you've done anything personally for me or to help me. So consider this my gratitude.
Thank you. What a gift it was and is to be in your world, to be a benefactor of your genius, and to be able to help move it along in any way. So thank you.
Thank you. And so, here we talk about the impact of love and acts of love and how they can change and shape our lives through our stories. And so I would just noticed that your business is called LUV Impact. So tell me about how you named it that.
Yes. So I am a daughter of a Rastafarian. My father was born and raised in Trenchtown, Kingston, Jamaica. He was a part of what we would call an original set of Rastas. So his best friends were Bob Marley, Sugar Minott, some people that you would associate with the golden age of reggae. But that didn't show up in my life in the fanfare way. It showed up in a very structured, disciplined, loving, and caring way. And he established a foundation for me to understand the principle of livity, which is the Rastafarian concept that life flows through all and we are all of one. And so that is what livity literally means. All is one and one is all. And impact, of course, is just direct to knowing that my work is centered and focused around how we look at how we all impact each other through business, through mission-driven ventures, through nonprofit work, through education, through public health. And so I am grateful that I get to work across sectors and be a pollinator between ideas and purpose. And
I love pollinator. Yes. Come on, popping here to there. Yeah. Listen, spreading the love.
So that's what Livity Impact is.
Yeah. I love that. Thank you for sharing that, because I had no idea what livity was. And I was like, I can't wait for her to tell me. Yeah, but we are one, and one is all is exactly how I feel about things as well. So that's a concept that I will gladly grasp onto as well. And I think I would be remiss if I did not say that you are a proud graduate of Morgan State University and also a member of
Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
Yes, absolutely. And I was like, I love that it matches our colors. Love Rocks. So that worked out. Yeah. So thank you so much for, just allowing me to expand about who you are and what you mean to me. All right, Shaquayah, we're about to move into our next segment, which is the main segment, which I like to call the crux of the Love Rock show, okay? It is called the Memoir Moment, where you and other guests get to tell me a little bit more about you and acts of love that have impacted your life. So I gave you 3 prompts in advance, just like I give everybody else. It's going to be a surprise to me which one you choose, but I'm going to reiterate them right now for you and everybody else. Talk about an act of love that someone showed you and how it impacted your life. Talk about an act of love that you've shown someone or multiple people and how it impacted your life and theirs, or to describe a series of events that led you to a person, place, or thing that you love. Now, I know it could be so many.
So hard.
So hard, but you had to choose.
So I'm going to choose to share a moment where I showed love, but I'm kind of cheating because it wasn't just about me showing love. It was a labor of love, something that I did, but it resulted in hundreds of people showing love. So that's why it's special to me.
Okay, so I'm crying already. So already tissue time, and we didn't even get into it. Okay, so you chose prompt number 2
I did.
to talk about an act of love that you showed a person or people and how it impacted your life and theirs. All right, well, I will allow you to tell that story.
So I'm gonna do my best to share this story as succinct and as non-emotional as possible, because it is a really touching moment from my life.
If you feel it, let it go.
Yeah,
I'll be right there with you.
Yeah, so in June 2023, during an event, I was hosting as Major Gifts Officer at Arts for Learning Maryland, which is an organization I know we both love dearly.
Very much so.
I was in conversation with one of our dear supporters, and she had expressed frustration around some public health crises around the city. And we began a robust conversation around what we had been seeing being done or not being done and what could be done. And as is the case in my work through my business and my social impact agency, I asked her if she would be interested in having more of a conversation around what could be done in terms of supporting people who were already doing the work. I have to say, it was interesting, that conversation, because as can always and often be the case when people see a problem, they just want to complain about what the issue is and not regard the work being done. So I always love to elevate that there are people doing work every single day to solve problems that we have to acknowledge. And if we're really concerned about it, it's our job and it's upon us to do the due diligence to see how we can support that work. And so she was happy to have a conversation with me again in that spirit. And what turned into a bar-side conversation evolved into a strategic plan and thinking about how we can support neighborhood associations in Mondawmin. And so I took it upon myself to do research to look at what state and local city programs were happening in that area and who was leading that work. And after a couple of weeks, I came to learn about the Greater Mondawmin Coordinating Council, who's led by Eli Patton, an executive director there. That was the umbrella organization of 8 neighborhood associations in the Mondawmin and Druid Hill area and in Gwynns Falls area. And I reached out to them to understand what were some of the environmental challenges they were happening. I took it upon myself to drive through the neighborhood, see what existed there in terms of community gardening, public art, trash, lack thereof, just what the state of the area was. And I asked for a meeting with them to see what work they were doing. And they were very open, very affable. And again, that evolved into a strategic exploration to how we could support the work they were doing. Now, what I found was that they were very active in their community. They had a bunch of vacant lots that they were maintaining with support from the Be More Beautiful program that is under Mayor Scott's administration. I had learned in that conversation that I was having with who I'll name now, Barbara Shapiro, who's a philanthropist, was really in response also to this call that our newly elected at the time governor had made for all people to serve. He established the Department of Civic Service and Innovation and a service year for high school students or adults up to 21 years old to serve in a role of service for up to 2 years. And so I saw these catalyzing opportunities that I wanted to bring together. Again, it's the pollinator in me.
It is the pollinator.
So, so one meeting led to the next, and Barbara and I and Eli at the Greater Mondawmin Coordinating Council had met to see how we could bring together this idea of what Barbara was really interested in, which was having and mobilizing Baltimore citizens, and myself was also interested in mobilizing Baltimore citizens to respond to environmental crises and public health crises in their neighborhood, but in a fun way. And so we spitball out a couple of ideas, like maybe we do a service day, or do we do a long-term service initiative, or do we just do fundraising for efforts that they were doing? And it was a very meaningful process, because we went from us three having that conversation to inviting community members in to having that conversation. And really what we were trying to leverage was the stake of philanthropic support that Barbara and I knew that we could raise, and the work and the hands and the love needed that from the community that we knew that they wanted to address issues in their community with. So we landed on doing a service day. That was June 2023. We fundraised and planned for a year, and on June 8th, 2024, we launched what was called the Be More Beautiful Project. We organized over 300 people to transform a 2-by-4 block area directly across from Druid Hill Park and Mondawmin Mall, right on the edges, Gwynns Falls, Reisterstown Road, Bryant Avenue. And we adopted 3 lots to transform and to clean up trash over 10 blocks. We planted over 1,000 plants and flowers. We painted 75 plywood murals to be placed on vacants in the community with support of an artist, Kenny Clemens, who's a well-known muralist around the city, as well as Tom Chalkley, who we work with to develop a large-scale mural to honor public figures in the greater Mondawmin area, which now sits on the corner of Reisterstown Road and Gwynns Falls Parkway. We distributed over 40 flags that represented Baltimore pride, so the Orioles, the Ravens, I Love City Life. LUV Baltimore became a great partner, as well as Councilman James Torrance, Mondawmin Mall, and we raised over $93,000 to have this service day that impacted over 500 community residents. So I'm trying to give a very long story short, in that something that started out as a labor of love for me, it really was a labor of love because it took a lot of work. It took a lot of patience. There were times where personalities conflicted, ideas conflicted, and I almost walked away from this project just because of, I'm a very egoless person in service, and when I saw ego start to surpass the mission, I tame myself to consider if I'm working with the right people, the right things. And I want to talk about a couple of acts of love that led to this magnificent major act of love, which was that service day.
First, let me just thank you. I just want to thank you. I want you to take a breath so you can get some of this gratitude, because I actually live not too far from the Mondawmin area, and I see exactly what you're talking about. So it's really interesting how you do all this work and all these hours go into it and all these people that you're naming and you bring in the community. I mean, obviously at the core of it is something that somebody had an idea and they felt loved, and then they wanted to change things. But as I drive through, all I see is like all this, the beautification, not really even knowing what the layers are to make it happen. Like, oh, did somebody just go up and choose to paint those doors one day? Absolutely not. Now we know that did not just happen like that. And so I noticed all of those changes because I drive through there as many times as I leave my house and come back. So I definitely want to just say thank you on behalf of all those people. And I want to know more about that, actually. So, but yes, continue.
Yes. Yeah, it was, I just want to give thanks and lift up the love of the community members to be receptive to people from outside of their community, asking to come in and say, how can we help? And at times there were very forceful ideas about how people wanted to help. And I was grateful that I could be an intermediary force to massage all of the perspectives of how we wanted to help, to make it a homogenous, collective idea of what we wanted to do, and that it benefited everybody involved in terms of what they wanted, but most importantly in terms of what was best for the community. So
one is all.
Yeah.
All is one.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. That's your goal.
Yeah. I would like to thank Eli Lopatin, John Quamaya, Mike, Kevin Kane, Mario Chang, Barbara, Andy Anderson. These were some of the community members who were a part of the steering community committee, that were just phenomenal in showing up on these biweekly meetings that I would harass them to have. They walked around the community with me to, cultivate input from the community. They put in the work to really understand how to take advantage of this opportunity. And so I just want to thank them for their patience. And then I also want to thank some people who had to be in my ear to make sure I kept what was most important. Because again, when you have different perspectives and different people start to say what should happen, somebody has to say, well, let's think about what's best. And I'm grateful that I could be that person, because I had people in my ear who kept me grounded in knowing that despite egos, what was most important, what was going to be left behind, right? The impact that people will feel day after day driving through community and seeing their community. So a special shout out to my friend Tyne Brown and to my man, Jabari Jefferson, who didn't let me walk away from this. And then to the actual 300 plus people that showed up on that day. Volunteering on Tap was a major partner to get a lot of people out. We got support from Baltimore Community Foundation. Parks and People was our fiscal sponsor. There was so many people involved. Quite honestly, I would have to pull up my phone to list all of the folks, but every single partner that either donated or donated people and their time and their treasure, I just am so grateful for those acts of love. And it was the best service day, clearly bragging in my bias, right, that anyone could ever experience. We had people from the ages of 4 to 89,
Oh, wow.
all hands in planting plants and flowers or distributing plants and flowers to community residents, hanging the flags. We built 7 benches for the green spaces. Like I said, 75 plywood murals, and the lead artist in the community, Graham Cornell Allen, who has his own company and is an artist, and at the time was the president of the Mondawmin Neighborhood Improvement Association, Kenny Clemens, and the folks who helped landscape the area, who helped walk the area to figure out what would be best for the ecological environment. It was really, as I said, a labor of love. I put in a lot of time walking, talking, planning, ordering. I mean, I was driving U-Haul trucks, towing lumber. It was a labor of love. And the day after the project, I felt it in all of my bones. But every time I drive through that neighborhood, my heart beams with pride.
As it should, as it should. I just want to say I'm so impressed with you every time that I talk to you about anything that you've done. And I'm sure if I were to talk to any of those people that you named, number one, it's impressive that you can run through all of those names. I mean, because number one, it's a special skill set, but it's also the intentionality of remembering people's names in that way because of the impact that they had on you. So let that all be a lesson to everybody watching. Listen, try to work on remembering those names, because that really does say something, and that means a lot to people. But when I mention your name in rooms, I have people that have said, "Oh, she's bad. She is bad."
Really?
Yes, she is. She is bad, and I'm like, yeah, as in good.
Yes, of course. We love a good bad.
We love a good. She's got it. She's that girl. And I'm like, just listening to you tell that story is just another reason for, me to know it, and for everybody else who didn't know you before, they will see you here to know why you are one of the greatest representations of love that I could have had on this couch. So, and I thank you so much for sharing that story. And again, and now I need to go walk my neighborhood and take pictures and follow up so I can say, this is what she was.
Go to the mural. The mural is so good.
And I absolutely will.
There are 2 large-scale murals, one on Ricerstown and Gwynns Falls Road, and one that's on Aiden Deli, which is on Orem and Bryant. which is representing family and the community and love. They're so cool.
Yeah, you should be very proud. And I was just like, I almost cried. Probably just need to get that little corner right there. But you did so well with keeping our tears down. We didn't need the tissue time today, but we almost made it. All right, so now we're going to move into the next segment. Love Rocks also has a game called Tap In. And since in Love Rocks, we explore the love of people, places, and things, each of those boxes contain a category, questions for each of those categories, people, places, and things. So what I'll ask you to do is lean right in and spin this wheel and do it like, you're strong. What'd you get?
Love letter.
Love letter. That is so funny. Love letter is my favorite. Yay. Okay, so love letter is when I ask you to basically look into the camera and write a love letter briefly to your favorite restaurant or the food at that favorite restaurant.
Oh. My favorite restaurant and the food at that restaurant. Yes. Oh, this is a good one. I'm actually going to take it there.
Yeah, please. Please take it there.
So, my father was a chef and had his own restaurant, and he passed away when I was 15. There is nothing like that food, okay? I miss my father's food. Jamaica Kitchen, 1101 Sutphin Boulevard, Jamaica, Queens, New York. I wish I could reverse in time. If I could press a button right now to go back and get that food, I would literally jump on that button. I miss the rasta pasta, the cabbage, rice and peas, the fish, the escovitch fish, Jesus Christ, and the juice. My father hand-pressed juice that I literally have not been able to experience elsewhere. Irish moss, fruit punch, peanut punch. If you're Jamaican, you know what I'm talking about. Rich, ital food. Even he taught me how to eat healthy before it was a thing, before people were vegans, before it was a thing. My father taught me and gave me so much richness, but that food, boy, I wish we can go back.
Wish we could go back. Okay, see now I didn't think tissue time was gonna come from that.
See, you did it. You got me good. It's funny that I wouldn't have thought about that. Oh my God, my father's food. I'm gonna keep it because I got non-waterproof.
Trying not to cry right now.
Mascara.
Yeah, got me good with that one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you for tapping in. Feel free to tap them corners.
Yes.
Tap them corners. It's okay to get the corners.
Yes.
It's okay.
I'm trying my best not to let it drop.
That's all right. Okay. That's what we're here for. If you let it drop, that's all right.
Boy, that was a good question.
We're doing it right.
Hey Love Rocks Nation, this episode of Love Rocks is lovingly sponsored by Salon & 8. Conveniently located in the heart of Baltimore's Mount Vernon, you will be welcomed by a licensed cosmetologist, Quiche, who is not only a natural hair care expert, but a hair loss specialist and a wig connoisseur and consultant, keeping up with all the latest innovative trends to make sure that you can look your best. So whether you want to protect your natural hair, grow your natural hair, or just try something different and switching it up with a new look, Quiche is going to be the person for you. Hit her up on Style Seat. I've been there myself and can tell you that she is in fact Love Rock certified. As a matter of fact, I'm looking a little rough myself. So let's see. Hello, Quiche? I need an appointment. Oh, okay. Well, she says I need to book through Style Seat like everybody else. She doesn't play favorites in that way, but she will be your favorite stylist when you get out of her chair. So get busy booking her so she can make you look exactly how you want to feel. Salon & 8, don't wait.
So as I call out a series of topics, rapid fire topics, basically all you have to do is say, that's love or that ain't love. And I may surprise you with what I say, but okay. I'm gonna start with something fun. Group chat drama.
We all know a little bit about that, don't we?
That's love or that ain't love?
That's love.
That's love.
If you're in a group chat with anybody and it's drama, we all know what we're here for. It's love. That's love.
All right. So, splitting entrees.
That's love. Because I like to eat off other people's plates.
I do too. So I'm like, we need an established rule though. We got to decide before.
When it come to my plate, it's a little, but I'd be happy to.
Or, I love you, but this fork don't. I was like, all right. Let's see. These are funny. He buys you a billboard for your business, but spells your name wrong.
That ain't love. That ain't love. And my name would be the one to be spelled wrong, because 9 letters, my mother didn't make it easy on anybody.
You wouldn't be like,
no,
looking at the board like, man, that ain't love.
It was an attempt at it, though.
He did try. He tried, but no. They surprise you with Beyonce tickets, but it's a networking event disguised as a concert.
Now, somebody gonna get cussed out. That is not love. That ain't love. That is deceivery.
That's trickery and treachery. And you like, as much as I love a networking event.
This is not what I come. Imagine me all in my cowboy and I come up to the meeting and no.
What if everybody had on cowboy too, though? Talk about Shaquayah. She bad. That's what I'm saying.
Like, all right, that might be love. That might be love.
All right. They refer 3 clients to your consulting firm. All of them are cousins who don't pay.
That ain't love. That actually happens quite too often. People, I got somebody who needs some help. Yeah. Well, we need to seek out a nonprofit because that ain't a consultant.
No. Exactly. That is the very distinct difference there. Okay.
We did say profits and purpose together, right?
Yeah. The purpose is the profit. Okay. All right. Posting on social media every day.
That ain't love. Now, there's nuance there.
There's nuance there.
Because if you love your business,
then you gotta do what it takes.
But if you're just vainly looking for approval, looking to be seen, needing to be seen, that ain't love. It's probably some self-love that needs to replace that.
Yeah. People got to get it how they live it, And even with the business part, it's like, I don't want to do this, but I love my business and I love what I do. So
it can be love. It can be love.
All right. Let's see. Let's give you like 2 more.
I like this. This is fun.
Let's see. Abstract self-portraits.
That's love. That is love.
As we sit in this beautiful artist space, looking at this beautiful art, I'm like, it's nothing better than abstract to me. I love to be able to dissect and look at like what it means and like, oh, it could be like swish swish, and I'm like, I see the crossroads or the diaspora. It's like
exploring perception is love, baby.
Mm-hmm. Let's go one more. Early morning workouts.
That ain't love for me. Now, I really want to be a 5 a.m. gym girly. It's just not set in my genetic code. I don't know how. I really would love some ministry.
Island time. When you on island time, and you said
I did wake up at 6 in the morning to work out in Jamaica.
You did.
But it's Jamaica. You know that.
You want vacation and relax. I can do that.
Exactly.
Yes.
But that ain't love on a normal day.
All right. Well, just because it's so fun and I can't stop. Okay. All right. They gift you a Mom Boss Law mug, but pronounce Esquire as Esquire.
I think that's love. It's funny. I like it.
Yeah, a good sense of humor, right? Because as you move on to law school.
Yes,
that would be maybe something.
Shameless plug for me, Roxie. Thank you.
Because I didn't bring you here not to talk about your greatness. Okay, yeah. So congratulations on getting into law school and moving on into that next venture. I will be supporting you in any way as I can. Also, you mentioned Arts for Learning a few times, and I would be remiss to not talk about how we met. You were the major gifts officer, and this is an organization that I love and had been donating to, and she said, these people who cook this little money, you need to talk to them too. Because there are a lot of people who donate big. Yeah. I ain't one of them. Over time, it added up. But you made, when you took the position, you wanted to show love yet again, you wanted to show love to the people who maybe have been giving in smaller increments. And I thank you for that. That makes me want to cry to be like, hey, I was like, nobody ever called me for not talking about that. And that's how our friendship began. So I thank you for that. It's just love all around.
Oh, God. I've almost made it through. No, because that one is actually a hard one. It was hard to walk away from Arts for Learning because I built such a strong and beautiful community there. And I love the people that we built community with there. But yeah, all in the
impacting all around,
growing and trying to spread more love and the world of law, which is where it's most needed right now, isn't it?
Yes, very much so. Yeah. So thank you.
Ding, ding. Guess who loves you?
Shaquayah is the type of woman that will walk into broken spaces and leave everyone feeling more whole. She's a lioness in spirit, truly spiritually protective, discerning, incredibly powerful. Her strength is undeniable. It lives in everything that she says, does, touches every person around her. And while she's so graceful with her words, with her actions, the force that she carries can literally shift atmospheres the moment that she opens her mouth or decides to take action in any way. As my pro-fight, my sister, my friend, and one of the most important trusted souls in my village, she has stood by me through some of the most vulnerable, difficult moments of my life, and she's done so in such an empowering way, a trusting way, without hesitation, without judgment, and her spirit, she's built for it. She's built for everything. Her intellect is truly undeniable. What moves me the most is how she decides to use it. She's gifted, she's divine and destined to uplift Black communities, to challenge complacency, to remind us that we are all, beautiful, remind people that they are all art, that we are all resilient, and that we are all legacy. She sees possibility where other people see restrictions and limitations. She pushes the envelope, she breaks glass ceilings, and she helps people feel protected, empowered, and deeply, deeply seen.
I love my Shaquayah. I love my Shaquayah, 1, because she is my Leo sister. 2, she is my amazing planning partner, and I appreciate you so much over these last 3 years. I love our partnership. I love our banter, even back and forth, but I love that because we are 2 amazing Black women in this world, making strides, making waves. So I want to let you know that I love your resilience. I love the Black woman that you are. Last but never not least, I love you for just being you, Shaquayah.
Hi, everybody. For one, I want to say thank you, Roxie, for this opportunity. Thank you for highlighting Shaquayah, and congratulations on your new show and your endeavors. I'm here to give my main reasons why I love and appreciate Shaquayah. There's many reasons, but I would say my main reasons that I love her is the fact that I have an immense amount of respect for her. I admire her very much. I admire her mindset, her tenacity, her abilities, her grace, her swagger, her intelligence, her beauty, and she's overall a good person. She's a good person, but also well-rounded. She's a Swiss Army knife with 20 different people inside of her, whole ecosystem with people inside of her. So it's never boring. And I'm very grateful that she's getting her flowers constantly, and that you're using your platform to be able to highlight her. That means a lot. And so, baby, I'm very proud of you. And just keep doing your thing. And Roxie, keep doing your thing with your show. Best of luck with everything.
So our next segment is what I like to call passing the torch of love, or the love torch. So you've been here now and you know what this is all about. If you could just think of one person who you think would be great to be on the show and just, let us know. And I know it's so many, but just, anybody
If I could pass the torch.
has to now be on the Love Rocks couch, sharing their memoir and a story that shaped them, who would you suggest?
This is a hard one. This has to be in my real life or like theoretically?
I mean, theoretically, you know what? That's a good question. Listen, we just didn't start it, so you can answer however you want to. Like living or dead. Like, okay, that was like
In my head, like if it was my celebrity friend, who would I pass the torch to? But in real life, in Baltimore.
yeah. They don't have to live in Baltimore, but if they could actually be on the show, that would be great.
Yeah, no, that would be great. I hate to be cliche, but I will pass the torch to my brother Rashad Staten. He is a giant in this community because he does great work. We came through Morgan together. He's one of my best friends from Morgan, literally my brother. And I am so proud of the work. Right now, he's the executive director of CLIA, but he does so much more than that. He's on the Baltimore City Democratic Central Committee. He's worked for Baltimore City Public Schools. He's an advocate, a change agent, and he's got a lot of love to give. So,
and that's what we like.
Yeah.
So I thank you. And I know that was a difficult task because obviously just even based on your story, you come across hundreds of people, thousands of people that you deal with that represent love that you could have selected. So she's sorry, everybody, that you didn't get selected, but it wasn't personal. But thank you so much for sharing that. And you said his name was Rashad Staten.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that.
Absolutely. And I'll be happy to give you his contact.
Yes, we love that.
Yes.
We love new friends.
Yes.
And I want to thank you for being here today.
Thank you,
I mean, it was like, well, who am I going to have? I'm like, Shaquayah. She's got to be on the show. Like, that's crazy to not even have you here. So, listen, still in the single digits.
When this was a seed of thought in your mind, I knew how amazing it was going to be. And I feel so privileged to be sitting here in this actualized spirit of space with your team. You are amazing. You are dynamic, and you are exactly what the world needs right now.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh,
We're
man.
doing it again.
All right.
We did it.
Okay. So now that we're all crying and we have our tissues, it's time to say goodbye for now to this episode of Love Rocks. And I hope that you will watch it in its entirety, share it, and come back for our next one. And never forget that love rocks.
I like the love in you. It's looking good on you. No matter what you do, let your light shine through.